class, we are doing the chapter number 2. The name of the chapter is What is Democracy and Why Democracy. Okay, so we have already done the 4 features of democracy. We have done the simple definition of democracy, and then we did the 4 features. What is the first feature? Yes?
Ma'am, in democracy, decision-making power should be in the hand of people which are elected by people.
Yes. So final decision-making power should be in the hands of the representatives. Should be in the hands of the representatives of the rulers who are elected by the people. And the second, anyone? Yes.
And there should be free and fair elections in which there would be equal chances of losing the ruling party.
So the second feature is the free and fair election. The election should be free and fair, and the ruling party has a chance of losing. Okay. The third feature was first one.
In third feature, a citizen has one vote and one vote is equals to one value.
Yes, very good. So one vote, one person should have one vote and one value. The one vote should have the one value. What was the last feature that we did? Yes, Shita?
When the rule should be limited.
The rule should be, the power of the ruler should be limited. The power of the government should be limited. And they are limited by the power is limited by the constitutional laws and the citizens' rights. Very good. Citizens' rights. So you understand the 4 features properly now?
Yes,
so now we are going to summarize this. Okay. So the next topic for today is the summary. The summary definition. In the starting of the lecture, we did a definition. We did a simple definition. What was the definition? The definition was democracy. Democracy is a
Form of government
form
in which the representatives are elected by people.
in which the rulers or the representatives
Are elected by people.
are elected by the people. So the features are related to these 4 things that we studied in the democracy. See, if we talk about democracy and we define it in this way, this doesn't give the full picture of democracy, because the elections can be biased by the people. Some people can be voting only and other people cannot be voting. And the rulers can have unlimited power, and the form of government, the government could have unlimited power, and the rulers can be doing anything they want. So the definition is not complete. It is completed by the features. It is completed by the features only. So we will connect this definition with the features now. Okay. Now you will understand that why we were studying these features and how it is connected with the definition. So democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. This was a simple definition. We found that this definition was not adequate unless we explain some of the key words used in it. So this definition is not adequate. Like I told you, the election can be biased by the people, like only some people can be giving the votes. So we need to explain these words: the form of government, the rulers, elections, and by the people. Through a series of examples, we did the example of Pakistan, we did an example of China, Zimbabwe, Mexico. Through a series of examples, we did study the features. Accordingly, democracy is a form of government in which rulers are elected by the people. Rulers are elected by the people, take all the major decisions. So the rulers who are elected by the people are taking the major decision. This was the first feature. So the rulers should be those who are elected by the people. So the rulers should be those who are elected by the people, and the final decision-making power should be in these hands of the rulers who are elected by the people. So you understand, this ruler is connected to this feature.
Yes.
Then elections offer a choice and fair opportunity for the people to change the current ruler. So the election should be such that it is free and fair, and the ruler has a chance of losing. This tells that all the political parties, all the candidates have equal chance of winning or losing. Okay. So the election should be free and fair, in which the ruler has a chance of losing. This choice and opportunity is available to all the people on the equal basis. So by the people means that all the people have one vote and one value. all the people, all the other population of the country should have one vote with one value. That is by the people. Only if 4 people are given the right to vote and the 4 people are choosing me, that's not right. If all the class, all the people of the country are choosing that ruler, or majority is choosing that ruler, then we can say he is the real ruler. He is the real representative of the country. He is the democratic representative of the country. So the by the people is connected to the third feature, in which one person has a one vote and one value. The exercise of his choice leads to a government limited by basic rules of constitution and citizens' rights. So the form of government, now we come to the fourth feature and the fourth word, that is form of government. The government should be limited in its power. So the ruler or the government should be limited in the power that it has, and the power is limited by the constitutional laws and the citizens' rights. So we studied that the rulers should be chosen by the people, and the rulers are the ones that are taking the final decision. Those rulers should be chosen by the people, like Prime Minister of India, the Home Minister, or all the ministers in the Lok Sabha are chosen by the people. Elections should be free and fair. All the political parties has the right to, has equal probability, equal chance of choosing or winning. By the people, all the people have one vote, one value. And form of government, the form of government, the power should be limited and by the constitutional laws and the citizens' rights. You all understand how this is linked to this while we were studying the features, because we wanted to understand the definition of democracy. So the next topic is for today is against arguments against democracy. See, democracy is a form of government. Democracy is a form of government. Is democracy the best form of government? Can we say that democracy is the best form of government? Yes or no? Is democracy better than the autocratic rules?
Yes.
Yes, it is better. Yes, it is better. But can we say that democracy has no problems?
No, ma'am.
No, we can't say that democracy has no problems. Everything has some problems. Okay, if it is good, it has some bad features also. So democracy is better, but it has problems. Democracy has some problems. Like if we want to take a decision, if we want to take a major decision in a country like India, we have to go through the Lok Sabha. We want majority votes through the Lok Sabha. Then we vote majority votes from the Rajya Sabha. Then we want the sign of the president. So any type of decision that has to be taken through a procedure, and the procedure is in a democracy is very lengthy. In any country, you can see the national assemblies are the ones that have to decide. The council of ministers are taking a decision, then the Lok Sabha is signing it, or there is too much argument. Then it takes years and years to take a major decision. Sometimes, if we want to change the constitution, we have to also consult the state assemblies. We have to also consider the Vidhan Sabha, Vidhan Parishad. So the procedure gets lengthened if we want to take a decision in a country like India, in a democracy. So the procedure is very lengthy. So the decisions are taken slowly. The government keeps on changing. One time it's BJP, the other time it's Congress, the other time there is a coalition government. Anyone understand the coalition government? No one? See, coalition government is the government in which if BJP and Congress both do not have, or some other party also, do not have the clear majority. Like they both have similar kind of vote, like 49%. So they do not have the clear majority. So BJP will ask the other party, like Samajwadi Party, to give 2 of the candidates or some of the votes to BJP, some of the candidates, winning candidates to the BJP. So BJP also has 49 candidates, Congress also has 49 candidates. If the independent candidate, there is also one independent candidate. If he goes to the BJP, BJP will win. If he goes to the Congress, Congress will make a coalition party with the independent. Okay? Coalition, you understand? They are making an alliance to come in the power. Because they can't win solo. They can't win alone. So they are making an alliance with some other party or some other independent candidates. Maybe it was like it had 47, it had 49, and Samajwadi Party gave 3 candidates to the Congress, so it can have 50 now. So Congress will make an alliance with the Samajwadi Party. So this is the coalition government. Now see what happens with the coalition government. It keeps on breaking. Like Samajwadi Party has a different mindset coming in the power that we will do this, and Congress has a different mindset that we will take this decision. So they clashes. The coalition government, the parties in the coalition government clashes, and then it breaks down. There was a time in around 1980s that coalition governments were breaking after every 6 months. After every year or 6 months, the coalition government was breaking, and we have to do the whole election in the whole country. So this was the problem for the election commission also, because the funds are not easily available. It needs too much money to conduct the election in the whole country. So in a country like in a democracy, this is also a problem that the leader keeps on changing. The ideology keeps on changing. Right now we have farm laws brought by BJP. Some laws, we can say demonetization, or we can say there was many changes brought by the BJP. Now Congress might not like it, and if it comes in the next elections, it will change the policies. Like we have GST system. Maybe the Congress does not like it, and it will bring a new bill that will say that GST is abolished. Now we will go back to the previous system. It is very confusing for the people also. That now something is coming, next time, next government comes, it abolishes it. So when the government changes, the ideology changes, the mindset changes, and the process also changes. So it becomes confusing for the people also. Like right now we have GST, next time we have some other tax, next time we have some other tax, because some other government is coming. So democracy is not free from all these problems. The system is very slow, the leaders keeps on changing, and the ideologies keeps on changing. This leaders keep changing in a democracy, like I told you. This leads to instability. People are very unstable. The democracy is very unstable when it comes to this, because the leaders keep on changing. The ideology keeps on changing. Democracy is all about political competition and power play. There is no scope for morality. See, the parties are contesting against each other. BJP wants to win, Congress wants to win, Aam Aadmi Party, every party wants to win. What will they do? They will even make fake promises, false promises to the people. They will say whatever they think is the right thing to win. To win, they will do anything. They will even bring the criminals in the candidature position, so that they can make the people vote for them. So they will do anything that is not even moral to win the election. So in the democracy, all political parties wants to win, and they do anything for winning. All the bad things also. So many people have to be consulted in a democracy, that it leads to delays. If a major decision has to be taken, it has to be taken through all this procedure. And sometimes if a decision has to be taken fast, it won't be able to be taken, because this procedure has to be met. So the decisions takes time. Elected leaders do not know the best interest of the people, it leads to bad decisions. Sometimes the elected leaders do not know that what people want. Maybe they are from one community, so they are focusing on that community, the development of that community only. The other community is downtrodden. It is not given enough. It is not given enough powers and enough resources to be developed. So sometimes the government only has a bad thing, like it is doing only bad things for the country, like the demonetization. It was good for some people, it was bad for some people. Many of the people have to stand in the long lines. Many of the people were very angry with the government for taking the decision. So sometimes the decisions of the governments are not very good for all the people. Democracy leads to corruption, and it is based on electoral competition. So democracy leads to corruption. You can see all the government officials, all the government offices. You can see there is corruption in some of the places. I am not saying that there is corruption in all the government offices, but we can see corruption daily. Even if we are going to make a license, we will need something we need to give some money to the officials to do the work fast. Maybe not the officials, but the last worker line. So in a democracy, the corruption is there, because then sometimes the ministers are feeding the people to vote for them. Like they are giving money to vote for them. They are giving alcohol. They are giving clothes. They are giving many things to vote for them. That is also corruption. So democracy leads to corruption also. Ordinary people don't know what is good for them. They should not decide anything. Sometimes it's also said that the ordinary people of India or a country, China, US and other countries, they are not very educated. So they should not be given the right to vote. They shouldn't be given the right to choose their leaders, because they are not very educated, and they shouldn't be given this right, because they are choosing the wrong leaders sometimes. So these are the things that is said against the democracy. These are the points that is said against the democracy. Clearly, democracy is not a magical solution for all the problems. There are some problems in democracy also, na? It is not the solution. It is not the solution for all the problems. It has not ended poverty in our country. In India, you can see there is poverty still, there is crime, and in other parts of the world. In the other parts of the world where democracy is, still there is poverty, still there is crime. Democracy as a form of government only ensures that people take their own decision. So only the thing is there that the people are taking their own decision. The people are choosing the representatives. So people are taking their own decision. That's the certain thing in a democracy. This does not guarantee that their decisions will be good. Now we are choosing the leaders, but are we choosing the right leaders, can we say?
No, ma'am.
No, we don't know that if we are choosing the right leaders or not. Because the policies they are making according to their plan, according to their mindset. So we can't say that we are choosing the right leaders or not. People can make mistakes, we can make mistakes, we can bring a wrong leader in the position. People can make mistakes. Involving the people in these decisions does lead to delays in decision making. Sometimes when the people are involved, when there is so much procedure to be followed, the delays happen. It is true that democracy leads to frequent changes in leadership. Leadership also changes, keeps on changing after 5 years. Sometimes if coalition governments are there, the government breaks down in 6 months, in 1 year or 2 years also. Sometimes this can set back big decisions and affect the government's efficiency. Sometimes what happens if the government keeps on changing? If the government keeps on changing, maybe the previous government was going to make a big change in the country. If the government dissolves, then the next government might not take the same decision. Maybe the farm laws that the BJP brought, the Congress comes to the power in the next time, they won't continue with the farm law. Maybe they will abolish the farm laws. Maybe they will abolish the whatever the BJP brought this time. These arguments show that democracy of the kind we see may not be ideal form of government. So we can say that democracy is not the ideal, the best solution. Maybe you might think that these arguments, due to these arguments, democracy is not the best. But that is not a question we face in the real life. What question we face in the real life is democracy better than other forms of government that are there for us to choose? So is democracy, see democracy has problems, but can we say that democracy is better than other forms of government? Yes, we can say that, because in other forms of government, you do not even have the right to speak, the freedom to move around, the freedom to have internet or other things. Okay, so we can say yes, democracy is better than the other forms of government.